What's good people? Evolve Benton here, the Speaking for Profit coach. And today we're talking about the power of asking for more. And I'm going to do a little bit of some live coaching. As you all know, if you were watching on Monday, I did some live coaching with some of my clients who are amplifying their LinkedIn profiles. And I'm going to go through with one of them in particular that was able to add that in and give them some feedback. So if you're listening now, just put hashtag live in the comments. If you're listening in the near and dear future, put hashtag replay. I'm so thankful for you all who do watch these live sessions, right? Because we give a lot of free game, a lot of free knowledge. And it's just a great space to really get to think about what would it be like to speak and consult on a full-time basis, or what would it be like to do it on a part-time basis and use some of that abundance that you get from those opportunities to be able to grow your business and grow your wealth as a business owner. So for folks who don't know me, right? And I say this because I have a lot of new people in my Facebook group, I have a lot of new people on my LinkedIn. We're constantly building the audience of my brand, Evolve Benton, but also Speaking for Profit. I just want to tell you a little bit more about why I decided to ask myself for more, right? Because I think the power of asking for more is so much connected to your personal identity and what you want to do in your life, right? So I started Speaking for Profit University in 2020. And I started this organization during a time when jobs were dissipated, when the COVID-19 pandemic was at its height. And the reason that I started this business in particular was because I seen so many people around me who looked like me, who did not have opportunity to make more money. And I seen other people who didn't look like me who were still securing the bag. So I knew that there was some problems there when it came to speaking and consulting. And then I have been in the world of diversity, equity, inclusion the last 10 years. I've worked at universities in California. I've worked at corporations around the globe. So when it comes to being able to infiltrate a particular field with diversity, is something that I've always been passionate about. And when we look at the highest paid speakers and consultants in the field, we don't see a lot of Black folks. We don't see a lot of brown folks. We don't see a lot of folks of different abilities. We don't see a lot of immigrants. We don't see a lot of LGBT folks. We just don't see us. So for me, it's bigger than just getting people paid. It's bigger than just having a coaching program where I charge you to work with me. My hope is that this impacts and influxes the speaking industry with as many people of color, with as many LGBT folks, with as many underrepresented folks as possible. And that in the next 5 to 10 years, when I look at the Forbes list and we look at the top paid speakers, we don't just see people who don't reflect the stories that are being told and that are important, right? So for me, it's deeper than just making a little bit of money. It's about having a great impact. And that's why I wanted to talk to you about asking yourself for more. Because if you don't have a deep passion and a mission for your business, then it's not going to grow. Because there's going to be times when your business is popping and everybody wants to buy your product or buy your service, and maybe you're a speaker and everybody wants to bring you in and speak, and everybody wants you to come in and consult, and you're going to be in rhythm. And then there's going to be times when it's not like that. There's going to be times when it's a little bit slower, when you're not in as much momentum, when people might not be feeling you as much. And the thing that keeps you going, the thing that keeps your business growing, is your passion and your want for more, right? You have to have a mission that is bigger than you. I was on a podcast interview earlier with someone who I really cherish, and I can't wait for that interview to drop. Shout out to Isis Love. And Isis told me, I asked Isis, I said, in the next 10 years, what is something you want to be known for, to be doing? And she said, I want to be able to go to different countries and teach them how to resource water so that they can have clean water, right? You got to have something in your mind and in your mission that is bigger than you so that you always ask for more, right? If you are sitting there and you're just like, my job is enough, what I have is enough, everything is enough, that's because you haven't thought of a mission outside of yourself. You're sitting in your ego. You're not thinking about your child. You're not thinking about your offspring. You're not thinking about giving back to your elders. You're not thinking about giving back to the community or to the environment. You're stuck in you're doing well. And don't get me wrong, we need to give to ourselves. right? My grandmother used to tell me a famous quote: charity starts at home and then spreads abroad. So, yes, we do need to give to ourselves, and it's important that we value ourselves and we're giving from an overflowing cup. But we have to have a mission and a purpose that is connected to something beyond us. So, when I meet with people, when I meet with clients who tell me that everything is okay, but we have a world outside where everything is okay, isn't okay. I can tell that there is a sense of selfishness there and that they haven't really dealt with it. And those are the first people that when their business starts to not go right, they give up. So what we're building consistently, right, is we're building a sense of urgency and we're building a resilience where we always want to ask for more. So like I said, I've been doing diversity, equity, inclusion work the last 12 years. And I know some of y'all are like, Evolve, how's that possible? You looking young. I'm an OG, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm not as young as I look, right? So I've been doing this work, universities, corporations. I've done it on the small level where I'm in a boardroom. I've done it on a large level where I've been at conferences in Hawaii and in different places, right? And I'm not saying this to brag. What I'm saying is I know the field and I know how it depletes people. So when I tell you all you need to charge more, it's because if you don't charge more, you're affecting our marketplace. Every time a consultant or a speaker decides to speak for free or decides to speak for $500 or decides to speak for something that's way lower than the market, that affects me. That affects every other DEI professional in the field because we dictate what the marketplace is. So I was on a call earlier and someone told me, sometimes I'm afraid to charge. I don't want to charge too much. And the fear of not charging too much is the fear of a no. We need to learn to accept more no's. It's okay for someone to say no to you. You're not in scarcity. You're not in a place where you're not going to get a yes. But if we are hoping for life to just throw a bunch of yeses at us, then we don't leave room for the yeses that are actually aligned for us. The only way for us to get a yes that's actually aligned is by being okay with a no. So, yes, there are some organizations, if you decide to go up in your price, that are not going to be able to afford to work with you. And I want you to know that that's okay. It's okay that that person can't afford you. It's okay that that organization can't afford you because the price that you're naming is bigger than your hourly price. This is a price of the years that you've done this work before. This is the price of your ancestors who have done this work before. This is the price of the work and the labor and the therapy and maybe a little bit of wine that you're going to need afterwards because you speak something that might be a little bit emotionally laboring. So when we talk about asking for more, we always want to do it, whether it's a contract, whether it's a speaking engagement, because we already know when we walk in with this kind of skin that people are not giving us all that they have, right? I wish that when I first started my business and when I first started in the DEI field, that all of those salaries I got, I would have asked for a little bit more. That would have been 10, 15, 20, maybe even 50% difference in the salary that I get now, right? So the tools and the things that I'm preaching to y'all and telling y'all about, I want y'all to have it because I'm not going to be in this field forever. I'm going to let y'all know now. My ask for more is so that I can retire early. That's my plan. I plan to be retired in the next 10 years, where most of y'all, if y'all going to want to get connected with me, it's going to be by coordinates. It's not even going to be by an address. I'm not going to be accessible because I've been accessible. By that time, I would have given back so much, right? Been in DEI for 10 years. I'm talking about giving another 10 years where I give game to people and help diverse leaders just like you who are watching this not make six figures, but make seven figures in their lifetime. So you've got to ask yourself for more, right? What are you trying to do? Who are you trying to impact? What world do you want to change? Where do you want to give back? If a person came to you and they said, I have a six-figure contract, I'm going to pay you $100K just to work with me for a few weeks, which is possible and which we've seen our clients do here at S4P. What do you do with that abundance? Do you go on a vacation? Do you take your family on a vacation? Do you finally retire one of your parents? Do you buy that home? Do you start to get out in real estate? Do you take a trip? Do you go feed some people who are not being fed well? Do you help Flint, or do you help the folks in Mississippi with getting some clean water? What is your larger mission beyond yourself? Because I am teaching you to speak for profit, but what you're truly always doing is speaking for prophecy, right? And if you're not willing to speak prophecy into your life, then you're not going to build something that's sustainable. So I wanted to come on here and talk about this because I realize there's a lot of new people on my platform, and there's a lot of people who are questioning some of my credibility. You're questioning who I am. You're questioning whether I know what I'm doing. You're questioning how long I've been in this field. And it's a little disrespectful to me, to be honest with you. Because if I'm coming to you to help you, why would you question me? Right? So everyone thinks someone is trying to make money off of them, when the truth is money is energy. Whether you pay me or you pay someone else, it's all going to be circulating in the energy field, and I'm going to be taken care of. So I don't come from a place of scarcity. I come from a place of love. I come from a place of humbleness. And I started this company to give back. To be honest with you, coaching is not my bread and butter. Coaching is what I do and what I love. I can make way more money being a consultant, helping people think about diversity, equity, inclusion, helping them think about gender and sexuality, helping them really solve problems at their organization. I could make way more money from that than I could ever make from coaching. But that's not creating the impact that I want to create. That's not going to change the world. S for P is changing the world. That's what we're here to do, right? So when you book a call with me, when you put in an application with me, when you decide that you are prepared for higher level mentorship, I want you to come to me with a sense of urgency. I want you to come to me with a sense of respect, because I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. If it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for my elders who did this work before it had a title of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and it was connected to social justice, and we had to do it when we didn't even have titles, we weren't even being paid for it, this industry would not exist. So do me a favor. Sit with yourself in silence for a moment, right? Have some time with yourself and think to yourself, what is my deeper mission? What am I here on this planet to do? I've been given these skills. 75 to 85% of people are afraid to speak. They're afraid to speak in public. And you're watching this here and now or in the future, and it's something that you're not afraid of. You have a superpower, and you're acting like it's something that is just casual. The fact that you are not afraid to speak for yourself and for others is a powerhouse, right? So we want to use it. We want to use it. And yes, we're using it to make some money, because that money is going to allow us to change the world, right? So we've got to always want more. And the only way we're going to want more is if we have a deeper mission. I was called to that, y'all. I was called to speak to y'all today. Not to get on here and teach you with some slides or run you through something, but to really speak to you in your brain and your heart, because I realize that some of you are lost. And to be honest with you, I'm on calls with y'all every day, and it's sad. It's sad to see the lostness. So take some time, think about it, and gather yourself. And I see my godmother is here. Hey, godmother. Welcome to the space. You know, I have some amazing elders in my life, y'all. I'm blessed. I'm so blessed to have amazing people in my life who love me. I am not coming from a form of scarcity ever. All my needs are met, and they're continuously met in such a beautiful way. So let's get into some live coaching, right? Because that's what I promised y'all. Let's get into a little bit of live coaching. I'm actually going to share one of my clients' profiles. So one of the key ways, a lot of people ask me, they say, Evolve, do I need a website to start my business? Websites are cool, but if you don't have traffic going towards your website, there's no point in having it. People got www.firstnamelastname.com and they ain't got no traffic. Ain't nobody going to that. They don't know it exists. So before I started having a website for my business, I used LinkedIn. LinkedIn was the way that I connected with people, and it's the way that I teach and help my clients connect with people. So I think it was Monday. It might have been Tuesday. Time is a social construct. Sometime this week, we did a training. It wasn't even a training, to be honest with y'all. It was me working and showing y'all how I work. So I went live and I showed you some of my clients' LinkedIn profiles and what they were working on. One of my clients, Chris, shouts out to Chris. If you're here, if you're not here, Chris, I'll send this replay for you. He's updated his profile since then. And I wanted to show you all because it looks good. I mean, he did his thing on it and it is powerful. So I'm going to pull that up. Just give me 1 minute so that I can show you his profile and at the same time give him some feedback, right? Because that's really all coaching is. Coaching is feedback so that you can skip some of the small steps and you don't have to be in a predicament where you're out here guessing. What's the point of guessing when you already got people like me, people like my mentors and my elders, people who've already done this work? What's the point of guessing? You ain't got to do all that. All right. So let me share with you Chris's LinkedIn to give some feedback. Let me make sure y'all can see that. Okay, great, cool, dope. All right, so this is Chris Scott, one of my clients. Chris, shouts out to you. He's in our program S for P Now, which is our beginners program. And one of the first things we have all of our beginners do is amplify their LinkedIn profile, right? Because this is the place where you're going to be messaging people and in conversation. Your LinkedIn is the place where you're going to have the most traffic, right? So when Chris hit me up, he didn't have a picture on here. He didn't have nothing on here. He just had a list of jobs, right? Because when we all first got on LinkedIn, that's what we were using it for, right? We were just using it as like a mini resume, right? So he didn't have none of that information. So he has since amplified it and it looks good. So Chris, I'm speaking to you. If you're watching this in the replay, I love this photo of you, Chris. You look very confident. I love that it's you speaking. Thank you for doing this. I think this is great. The only thing I would consider adding to this, Chris, is maybe your logo. If you have a logo, it could go in this black space right here, and I think that that would give it some sense of it being connected to your business. Other than that, I think this is a great photo, and I love that you added that addition to it. You added your header photo. This is great. You look good. You look confident. You're giving us a smile. I love the blue that you have on here, right? For folks who know anything about branding, blue is a very business trustworthy color. And I love this background. This is a great photo of you, Chris. So, one of the things we talked about was having this headline, right? Having a headline that speaks to people's action statement. What are they doing? So, Chris says, I help organizations develop emotionally intelligent leaders so they can retain top talent, improve workplace culture, and increase revenue. Yes, this is so good. Chris, you are definitely ready to amplify and to keep going. So, the other thing I gave Chris feedback on, which he's done, is add in some links. But what I see, right, and Chris and I were talking about this, a lot of people will have links that are just text. But Chris has had some articles. Chris, you've done some good work. You've got a YouTube video of you speaking. You've done some work with Detroit young people. This is great, Chris. This is really good. Y'all should, if y'all can go back to Monday or Tuesday's training and look at Chris's profile, he has definitely amplified this in record time. So, Chris, I would say that you are ready. You're ready to move this forward. You're ready to start messaging and building relationships with people on LinkedIn. And that's what we're in, y'all. We're in a speaking and consulting business. We're in a relationship business. So much of my business comes from referral, from people who have said, Evolve's a speaker, Evolve does good work. I was just checking my email before I got on this call with y'all. And I have about 3 emails from people that are all referrals. All referral business. The relationships that we keep and that we build are so important. So I wanted to do that quick walkthrough for Chris and give some love and really talk about the power of asking for more because I know y'all need that. So October 6th, I'm hosting my next masterclass. It's called the Six Figure Consultant Masterclass. And I always teach masterclasses that are inspired by my clients. Our master classes are private, but then we invite you all as non-members into the space, right? And this master class is particularly a step-by-step guide on how to book multiple six-figure contracts. I got a message from someone yesterday that was like, I don't believe that's possible. I want you to know it's more than possible. Go look up what the top paid speakers get paid. It's in the millions. You can get paid the same salary as a software engineer if you wanted to. In fact, let me show you real quick. I'm going to pull it up for you because some people don't be believing. And you know, Google is your best friend. Top paid speakers. Hey, let me show this to you real quick. And y'all probably like, well, I'm not like this person. Yes, you are. You're just as brilliant as the people I'm going to show you. Even if you don't even let that come out your mouth, you are just as brilliant as these people, right? So look, these are the top paid motivational speakers. We don't want that. Hold on. Highest paid speakers. That's what we want. Great. Look. Oh, I want to go back to the other one because it shows the actual price. So we'll do motivational speaker for this. But look, Magic Johnson, 40 million. Damon John, 25 million. Dave Ramsey, 15 million. Robert Kiyosaki, 10 million. Who else is on this list? Let's see where it goes. Right? Look at all these folks. There's some black folks on here, and that's great. But there's not a lot of women. Definitely not no queer folks, right? But they're getting paid the millions to speak. So don't tell me that it's not possible, right? If you build the brand and you build the business, it's more than possible for you to be able to do it. But what happens when we say something is impossible? What happens? When we say something is impossible, we are agreeing that we are not able to do it. We're in agreements with doubt for ourselves. That's not what we want to be in, right? So at this masterclass, I'm going to teach you how to book multiple six-figure contracts within a year. I say that if you're able to find 5 to 6 organizations that will commit to paying you that, you'll be good. You could maybe even find 2. Just think to yourself, $100,000 a year is only $25,000 a quarter. There's an organization that will put you on a retainer to pay you that for the unique problem that you're solving in the industry that you're impacting. So we're going to go through that. How do you find those decision makers? What type of conversation do you have them? I'm going to give you my power relationship script that I use. Power relationship. It's not about messaging people. It's about relationship building. And I'm also going to walk you through my LinkedIn growth blueprint. So I'm going to give you all of this in 90 minutes. We're going to have a Q&A so you can ask some questions. And it's only $97, right? Until midnight. Midnight, the price is going to go up. So I have left the link into the description of this video. Get your ticket, get there. It's going to go up, right? We've already sold about 10 tickets. We're only going to have about 25 available because I like us to have an intimate space. I want us to have a space where you can ask questions, where we can connect. And if we have too many people in the space, it's not going to be able to happen, right? This is not fake scarcity. This is me telling you because I want you to be there and have an opportunity. Like I told you, this is normally just for our paid clients, but we're opening it up to the public because my mission is big and I want to be able to impact as many people as possible, right? So get your ticket for the $97 before it goes up. When it goes up, it'll be $50 more. It'll be $147, and that'll be the price it is until we come together on October 6th. It's going to be October 6th at 5:30 or 8:30 Eastern, right? So it's in the evening for folks who have kids and families and need time to settle down and get to class. You'll be able to do that. When you show up for the class, I want you to show up live, but I know that some of you already have previous engagements, and I understand that. So if you do, that's fine. You will have an opportunity to get the replay. Everyone will get access to that. And then we're creating a workbook so that you can not only get in theory, but get into action. Because if we don't get into action about the things we're learning, we never move them forward, right? So I can't wait to see you there. Thank you for being here with me and really sitting with me as I have this conversation on the art of asking for more. And I hope to connect with you in the near and dear future. Now, if you're watching this and you're interested in knowing more about Speaking for Profit University, how we help diverse leaders upgrade their income and their impact, maybe you want to know more about how to price yourself, I have a free training that I'll send you. All you have to do is text me the word SPEAK to 323 405 9492. Just text me the word SPEAK to 323 405-9492, and I'll send you a free training. Literally, I have a training where I break down how you can price yourself as a DI professional or speaker or consultant. And that's some free game that I'll give you, right? I'm always giving out free game. It's nothing to give something free. I was talking to someone yesterday and they're like, why are you giving things for free? I charge for everything. And I'm like, that's your business, bruh. I am in the act of service, right? So go get that training. Meet me at the masterclass on October 6th and have a good day, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, peace.